Hey Magic the Gathering lovers, my name's Matt from Total MTG and welcome to the first episode in a new series, Budget Brews. Today I'm showcasing a deck that I put together called Gruul Calamity. So let's take a look at the deck and see what it's all about. Well, it's based around 4 enchantments mainly, which is Cavalcade Calamity, Cinder Vines, Makeshift Munitions and the Flame of Keld. These 4 enchantments just work like an absolute dream together. Cavalcade Calamity, whenever a creature you control with a power 1 or less attacks, Calamity deals 1 damage to that player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. We want lots of 1/1s and lucky for all of us, we've got them in this deck. Cinder Vines, whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, it deals 1 damage to that opponent. We'll be doing 1 damages everywhere with this deck. It's so much fun and it's very, very powerful for the price. It comes in at 10 rares on Arena and 7 of those are actual lands, 11 tickets on MTGO and just under $70 in paper. We've got Makeshift Munitions, pay 1, sacrifice an artifact or creature. We don't run the artifacts, but we got the creatures, and it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. We've also got the Flame of Keld that will discard your hand, then draw your 2 cards. And then if a red source you control deals damage to an opponent, it deals that plus 2 damage to that opponent or player instead. Absolutely brilliant. We're going to be doing damage with Calamity. Instead of doing 1, why don't we just do 3? That sounds absolutely epic. So let's get on to all of our 1/1s in the deck and how we can make them and what we're going to do. Well, there's a lot of tokens here. It's just obviously a mixture of red and green tokens, but we've got 8 creatures as well in the main board. We've got Fanatical Firebrand that can come down with haste, and lucky for us is our 1/1. Can start the damage off straight away. Also has the ability to sacrifice, and it can deal 1 damage to target creature or player. But if you've got the Flame of Keld on its 3rd lore counter, these little creatures will be doing a little bit more damage than 1. We've also got a 4 of Goblin Instigator in the deck that comes in as a 1/1 and will create a 1/1. So we get 2 extra creatures to start attacking with the Calamities. This is a 4 of, potentially makes us 8 1/1s, a great inclusion for our deck and fits perfectly. We're going to get onto some lovely tokens. We got a 4 of Sapling Migration that will make 2 1/1 green Sapling tokens. Obviously, you don't get the interaction then with Flame of Keld in the final one, but we get lots of interactions with the Calamity and then sacking them with the Makeshift Munitions. If we kick this, this will make 4 tokens instead, so potentially there's 16 there. We've also got Goblin Gathering as a 4 of, create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to 2 plus the number of this card in your graveyard. So initially we'll come in as a few little goblins, but it's just going to get out of hand if they stay in that graveyard and we don't meet any graveyard hate. This will just keep multiplying the goblins. Spore Swarm is a 3 of, creates 3 sapling tokens, 3 1/1s. The obviously essential part of this deck is keeping them at 1/1 because anything bigger, it wouldn't trigger the Calamity and it just works against the deck. So cards like, I know like cards like Siege Gang Commander will make tokens, which is something that I may consider about because it does make tokens at a high end, but we're more aggro with this deck. We need to be winning quick. It's great in the best of 1 on Arena. I've been testing it. It's absolutely brilliant, but there is a sideboard as well in case you want to go for the best of 3. So then we got the card drawing 4 light up the stage. One of the most expensive parts of the deck, apart from obviously the Stomping Grounds and Rootborn Crags that we're going to have. But this is easy for us to trigger the spectacle cost and then exile a couple of cards. And with the low mana cost of all of our main deck, we will be playing those cards very, very easily. And it's just an absolutely epic card and has to be in the deck. Flame of Keld will obviously help us with a little bit of card draw as well. The 2nd lore counter will draw 2 cards. We will be dropping our hand, so sometimes when you discard in your hand, you'll be discarding nothing, but then you'll get to draw a card at the beginning of your next upkeep and then draw an additional 2. So that works very well with the deck as well. So your plan for the deck is to amass loads of 1/1s. It's very simple, this deck, and very easy to play. Actually, putting down your enchantments is important. Sometimes you will need to get them first. So you will, occasionally you'll have to use the 1/1s as blockers. It's what you'll have to do to stay alive. But as soon as you mass an army and you've got, even if you've got 2 Calamities on the field, that damage is going to mount up very, very quick. And if you manage to get the Flame of the Keld on there, 6, 7 creatures on there doing that final bit of damage, you will be winning games. So the land base is pretty simple. We got mountains and forest, a mixture of each. And then the most expensive part of this deck is the Rootborn Crags, the Stomping Grounds. They do cost a lot of money, but you need these in there. If you do want to go even more budget, I suggest just putting in 4 Guild Gates. but the idea is that we don't really want tapped lands. We want stuff going down there. We're an aggro deck. We want to be getting in there. We want to be playing the Calamity turn 2. We don't really want to be putting a forest down and then say a Gruul Guild Gate down and then slowing us down. But if you want to go ultra budget, put some Guild Gates in and maybe swap them for the Stomping Grounds. So we'll take a quick look at the sideboard now. We've got Might of the Masses in there that gives target creature +1/1 until end of turn for each creature you control. Now we will be massing a lot of creatures. We can get the trigger with Calamity going off and then we can do this after the trigger. This is a nice little combat trick and is in there as a 2 of. We've got removal in 4 shocks that can do 2 damage and maybe finish off an opponent or kill an early Llanowar or creature. And then we've got Lava Coil as a 2 of as well. Ethereal Absolution is an absolutely terrible card for us and it is seeing a little bit of play. It will give all our creatures -1/1 and basically when they enter they will die. Which is why we run 3 Naturalize in the sideboard. And of course not forgetting that Cindervines can be sacked to destroy target enchantment. So we've got a couple of little ways to deal with that really horrible enchantment for our deck. We've also got a 2 of Cosmotronic Wave. This deals 1 damage to each creature opponents control and means they can't block, which is great. We will get the triggers with Calamity occasionally and obviously sacking them with munitions as well. But sometimes we need that extra bit of damage if they've been gaining life to actually hit them with our creatures. And this is a nice little combat trick and is in there as a 2 of. The last 2 of in the sideboard is a Collision Colossus, dealing 6 damage to a target flyer. Get rid of that Lyra. We do not want them gaining life. This is really, really important for us. And then obviously Colossus can be a nice little pump spell like the Might of Masses, but mainly that is in there as a 2 of for the dealing damage to the flyers. I was thinking of having Plummet, but I just think this is just so much better because we have the other ability as well. So that's today's first Budget Brew Gruul Calamity. I hope you really like this new series and excited for it. And I'm excited to put lots of Budget Brews. Some will be a lot cheaper than this, but we know the average cost in standard decks alone can range up to $600–700. So for $70, this is certainly budget in my mind. I'll be doing other decks as well, modern decks as well, so don't think I'm just going to keep it all to standard. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you can support it by giving it a like, that would really mean a lot to me. And of course, if you're new, hitting the subscribe button. Anyway, the next video of the week will be out on Sunday, so I will see you in the comments later today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.